Tips on getting fit. Next. Welcome to the Stan Simpson Show, a program about Connecticut people and compelling issues. Make it a point to drop in every week. Pam Oliver took off over 100 pounds many years ago, and she kept it off. Today, the health specialist will give her tips on how to get fit, live right, and tell you why green tea needs to be a staple in your nutrition. Transforming your health is our topic on this Father's Day. Oliver's motto is been there, done fat. Love that motto. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, great story. You took off 100 pounds back in the day. Walk us through that. How did that happen and what drove you to do that?
Well, it was 20 years this year, keeping off 110 pounds. Thank you very much. And what I simply did was I formulated my own type of healthy eating plan. Instead of making it a diet, and I had tried them all as a teenager and then as a young mother, and nothing worked. So what I did was took my background in science and education and formulated Body Transformers, which was a plan that I did for myself first, eating 3 meals and 3 healthy snacks a day.
Before you get into the snacks, though, walk me through sort of the mental anguish. When you get to the point where you take off 100 pounds, that tells me there's a whole lot of pain for many years prior to that. Talk to me about self-esteem. Talk to me about frustration and what that's like, but I'm sure that was very debilitating for you.
Absolutely, because what we do is when we have extra weight on us, or if we weigh ourselves and we don't like what the number says on the scale, we really do kind of weigh our self-esteem, so to speak. And what it does, you have your good points, and then you try every diet that's out there, and it works, and then it comes back times more. Then it works, and it's the yo-yo.
What does that do for you? When you drop the pounds and pick it back up, that's just got to send you even further.
It really does,
right?
And what happens is you start to think, am I really going to succeed? Am I going to be doing this for the rest of my life? Am I going to be on this emotional and physical roller coaster? And I just decided no more. So that's when I developed.
I'm sorry to cut you off. What gets you to that point? Because obviously it sounds like you have to hit rock bottom like any other program. What point did you say, okay, this is it. I've bottomed out. No more of this?
Well, I mean, I wasn't sitting down eating like tons of coffee cakes, but it was my metabolism was slower. I was just born with those types of genes.
But something, after all those diets, after all the different fads, gaining, picking back up, something got you where you said, okay, I've got to do something radical here and stick with it. Was there a seminal?
Yes.
Was there a moment where you said, well, something happened in one instance?
Yes, I will actually tell you. I was watching Richard Simmons, and I think he gave me a lot of inspiration. And he was on a talk show, and he sat down with people that were overweight by 100 or more pounds, and he cried with them because they wanted to lose weight, and I cried with him, sitting on my couch saying, no more. It's over now. There's something. Take charge of your life, live a better life, and push that behind you so that it's not going to follow me for the rest of my life as a shadow. And that's what I did.
So the first thing really is getting mentally ready. It's more so a mental challenge, really, first and foremost, than a physical one, right? So it sounds like you're saying.
It absolutely is. We realize what we eat and what we bite into is about 10% of our weight problem. It's about 90% of what's going on in your head.
So, Chloe, walk us through your plan then, because you tried a bunch of these things. Walk us through the one that worked.
Okay, what I decided was there was going to be no more dieting. I was not going to deprive myself of anything. So by doing that, I allowed all the food groups and the foods that I like to eat, little smaller portions, 3 meals, but I allowed myself in between a snack between breakfast and lunch, a snack between lunch and dinner, and always a low-fat dairy at night. I'm a milk drinker anyways, but I thought it could be a little bit low-fat ice cream just to give me a little reward, so to speak, at the end of the day. And by making it not a diet, the weight started coming off. Then I had more energy, and once I had more energy and lost, like, let's say, my first 10 to 15 pounds, because I had the energy coming back and I was feeling better, I started to walk and get into physical fitness. Slowly, I worked it up. Instead of just going immediately into it, you need to really, just like with the human body, you just can't shock it to get the weight.
Then you get injured and you get a setback.
And the same thing with food. You just can't starve the body either.
Yeah. Talk to me about specifics. Now, you mentioned breakfast, having balanced meals, not overeating. What specifically do you eat for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner?
It's important. Variety is really the spice of life in food. It is giving the body something to work with. If you eat repetitiously, and let's say you eat oatmeal every single day, even though it's healthy, we know it's healthy for us, the body starts to get used to what type of food group is coming in, roughly how many calories, and it gets very, exactly. So what happens is, why not go and change your categories? One day do an egg white omelet, the next day do some low-fat puddings, and then throw in your cereal, and then an egg sandwich, and give the body something to work on.
But you can't stick a ho-ho in there, right? You got to stay fit.
Well, you can. I always say, when in doubt, just eat it, but I mean, it's in moderation.
Now, Dick Gregory, longtime community activist, a health guru, once talked to him. He said 3 things are critical if you want to stay fit and can keep you living a long time. He said if you want to look at people who decline in health, you're going to see sleep deprivation, dehydration, and lack of exercise. Sleep, water, and exercise.
Right.
Very simple. But talk about each of those. Water, dehydration.
Water's so important, and everybody's so tired of hearing it. You know, when clients come in to see me, they say, oh, please don't make me drink all that water. And I say, okay, wait a minute now. I'm going to tell you the importance. We're going to talk about drinking water. Water is really like the highway of our body, and what it does is it flushes out our toxins, and it also helps to bring in and lubricate our organs, our joints, everything, so that everything functions properly.
But a lot of folks get frustrated. You've heard the story. They're drinking all this water, and I'm running off to the bathroom every 5 minutes. Is that worth it for me? So how do we tell those folks?
You know what? That does pass. Like, you know, everything.
So to speak, huh?
It does. But, yeah, so to speak. But what happens is, what I do is I wean people up. Let's say you're having 2 glasses of water. You know you really should be drinking between 7 or 8 glasses. What I do is say, okay, if you're having 2, go to 3. Try it for a week. Now I've got them up to 3. Pretty soon, the body, they'll start doing it on their own, the clients. They'll get it up to 5. Then they can't wait to have the water. It's really a catch-22. It's weaning up, and for a person that eats the whole pizza, we wean them down.
Right.
You just can't take everything away or force people to have that much fluid when they're not used to drinking water like that.
Let's talk about sleep deprivation, the importance of a good night's sleep and staying fit.
Sleeping is certainly and a lot of people are not good sleepers. What I recommended was having a low-fat dairy product at nighttime. That's the way Body Transformer started when I wrote it for myself, and why I also put that in, not just because it was a sweet little treat at the end of the evening. The dairy product contains tryptophan, and tryptophan is something that, and we've heard it's in turkey. Sometimes people after Thanksgiving will say, gee, I'm so sleepy. They have validity to it. And this type of enzyme helps us to relax a little bit better. Do you sleep better? Some people do sleep better after they have had a dairy at nighttime. You know, our grandparents always said that warm up the milk. There's something to be said about that, because that gets a little bit more potent, the tryptophan, when it's heated. And it really, you do need it. You need to regroup. You need to recoup. Your body physically and mentally needs to just be at a nice, even plateau through the evening. That's so important.
15 seconds, lack of exercise. Importance of getting out there and walking, starting a program to augment your food.
Right. I say, you know, do it, everything, pace it out, because mentally, if you can't go from not exercising to running 5 miles. I wouldn't recommend that. Work it up. Walk on the track. Start walking at first. Make 1 mile. Then the next week, try to make it 1.5 miles and build it up. You'll see you'll be more apt to continue that versus going into such a strict regimen to where it may be too much for you.
You burn out or get hurt. Right?
Exactly.
Okay, when we come back, folks, we'll get more tips from health specialist Pam Oliver on how to reduce your cholesterol. Don't go away. You're watching The Stan Simpson Show.